Well, it's early morning and we're on safari in northern KwaZulu-Natal. In fact, in the foothills of the Lobombo Mountains. We're at Thanda Private Game Reserve.
And you know what that means? It's not open to the public. So we've got it all to ourselves, Nev.
Beautiful.
And we've got the checklist too. See how many we can see, eh? The Thanda Private Game Reserve is about a 4-hour drive north of Durban. Or you can fly pretty much straight into the action. Before the reserve was purchased in 2002, the land was basically a bunch of run-down cattle farms. But due to the removal of weeds and reintroduction of endemic species, including the restocking of animals, the reserve is back to its original ecosystem and abundant in wildlife. Well, we haven't been going long and we've seen a bunch of stuff, including these two here. A pair of white rhinos, and they're one of the big five, Ned.
And I tell you what, it's just amazing. They are so close to the car. They're just grazing along very happily. And they get through 50 to 70 kilos of grass in a day.
No wonder they're so big.
5 species of rhinoceros exist in the world today, with 2, the white and the black, that can be found here in this reserve. The white rhino was almost driven to extinction by relentless hunting. This area we were in proved to be a fertile field, with many new babies being born.
When you're on safari, you don't just drive around hoping to bump into animals. You need a specialist tracker with you, and Wyneth's our man. Now, this area we're in here is a rhino's midden. It's basically a place where they all come to do their droppings. They don't just poo randomly. They come to one place, and this is it. And what can you tell us about this, Wyneth?
Yeah, this is a rhino dropping. This is a white rhino dropping. Is a female. It's not a male.
Right.
Yeah. If it's a male is a dropping in a scratch sheet for taking a scent mark for other rhinos.
Okay.
Next, our expert tracker spies another African icon, this time above the tree line, giraffe.
The long neck of the giraffe allows it exclusive access to the fresh, young, tender leaves at the top of trees. They also use their extremely flexible tongue that can get up to 45 centimetres long to hook around branches and pull them in for some serious nibbling and chewing.
We've seen lots of wild animals, but this is what I call a wild plant. It's the Kai apple, and in earlier times it was used as a security plant. The branches were buried outside the homes, and anyone that walked in finished up with a thorn like that in their foot. Pretty discouraging. These sentinels guarding the hill are the mountain aloe. In traditional medicine, the juice of the leaves is used to calm the stomach. The yellow-trunked fever tree was named by early European settlers who believed that the yellow dust from the bark was the cause of malaria. It was a coincidence that the tree and mosquitoes that really carried the disease both inhabited wet and swampy areas. Ironically, Zulus used the bark to cure the disease. Zebras are fairly skittish animals, so it was tricky to capture them on camera. These beautifully camouflaged animals are prime food for lions.
Our vehicle was less than 10 metres from this troop of 11 wild elephants. They're destructive beasts, often bulldozing over trees to get to the topmost leaves. The matriarch of the group showed concern at our presence and sniffed the air to pick up our scent. At one point, our highly experienced guide said there was a real possibility that the lead elephant would charge. Very hairy. Our encounter with this troop of wild elephants was the highlight of our time spent in South Africa. They are intimidating but awesome creatures, and I felt truly grateful to have spent those few anxious minutes with the biggest pachyderms on the planet. The game reserve is certainly the centrepiece here at Thanda, but the accommodation is just as spectacular. 9 luxury villas, each with their own outdoor spa and daybed, are perched on a hillside, offering guests endless views of the African savannah. Thanda is the Zulu word for love, and the hosts here specialise in adding a romantic ambiance to these amazing rooms. The accommodation here is set right in the middle of the reserve, and because it's unfenced, you get all sorts of wildlife coming right up close. In fact, the night before we arrived, there was an elephant drinking out of the pool at my villa. Now, at night, because there's a lot of activity, you're not allowed to walk around without one of the guides, just in case you run into something a little unexpected.
Zulus dance and sing and work hard to keep their culture alive. The fierce-looking warriors can trace their fighting reputation back to the time of King Shaka. He's the hero of this proud people and united the various warring tribes and turned the Zulu kingdom into the most powerful force in Southeast Africa. In 1879, the Zulus defeated the British Army, despite being armed with spears and clubs against cannon and rifle. King Shaka encouraged his warriors to dance as a means of keeping fit and supple.
Well, this is a bit rough, Nev. I mean, we're eating outside for crying out loud. What's going on?
On the sand. Nigel, this is a traditional boma. It's an enclosed space, and tonight, of course, we've got a fabulous star show as our ceiling. We're about to partake in a feast that's fit for a Zulu king, and it's all part of the Thanda Zulu experience.
It is, and just when I thought I'd seen it all, they've even gone and brought in the local school choir to sing us some Zulu songs. It is just beautiful, isn't it?
So sweet. And what about the wildlife? We have seen some amazing animals today. This is our checklist, and I tell you what, we've made a pretty good dent in it.
Yeah, we have to, and the plants.
Yes.
Don't forget the plants. Now, this really is an amazing place, and if you're over here, try and spend a few nights. And for more information, the best thing to do is visit the website. Well, what a stunning place to say goodbye from.
Beautiful.
Kirsten Bosch Botanical Gardens here in Cape Town. It's one of the best in the world. And if you're here in South Africa, you've got to visit this place. It is fabulous.
Actually, South Africa's fabulous. We have just had the best trip. It is one of the most fascinating countries on earth. If you'd like to find out more about this great place, simply visit our website, gurusexplore.tv. You can download all the photographs that we've actually taken as we've been going around. And you can also check out the show as it live streams down the web. So, yeah, go for it. It's really well worthwhile checking out.
Now, next week, it's party time. We're off to Korea for our third visit. We had an absolute ball, and you are gonna love it.
So we'll look forward to seeing you next week for Gurus Explore.